Hello and welcome to StudioCMS, a new dedicated content management system that has been tailor-made for Astro and Astro's latest product, Astro Studio. My name is Adam Matizan, and I am one of the creators of StudioCMS, here to show you what we've been working on. Now, I've said a lot of Astro in the last few seconds. Let's just get right into StudioCMS and start off with a login page. First, when you first get presented with the login page, you will see right now 2 out of 4 of our OAuth providers, as well as our username and password login, as well as a button to click register here. If you don't already have an account, you can click the register here and you'll be presented with what looks very similar to the original page, aside from obviously you can create an account. Now, since I already have an account, I'm going to sign in with GitHub. And then I'm presented with the dashboard. On the dashboard, you will be able to see that right now, this project's experimental. In fact, around the time of this release of the video, we're about to go into our first beta. And to celebrate with that, we already have support for Astro.js Web Vitals, another Studio plugin that's been designed for Studio usage. And we decided we were going to take advantage of it, give you basic page route analytics, let you see how many times there are certain pages being hit. Also, you'll be able to see by route for your front ends. How does your LSP, CLS, and INP hold up? Core vitals are important. And even better yet, how about being able to run a lighthouse test from within the StudioCMS dashboard using the native API provided by Google? You can do that. You can click run test. It'll run based off of your Astro project's config for the site. So make sure you set your domain. In fact, if you don't have a domain set, it's going to error and tell you that you can't even launch, because you should at least have a local host domain if you're testing. That is for numerous reasons, one of which is OG images. If you have any sort of local images, it will have issues trying to figure out those images if you don't have that site URL. And when you're running your page speed insights, you can also pull up the results just by hovering over this text here and clicking it. Oh, and since I did mention that we're going into a beta, how about a beta feedback form? Put in your GitHub email display name of your choice, the issue label, and an issue message, and you'll get put right on our issue board. You can also click here to join our chat on the Astrolicious Discord, be able to get firsthand insight to what's going on in the StudioCMS development. Also, start us on GitHub. We really appreciate the help. In fact, I'm not the one who is taking credit. It's a community effort. It's going to stay that way. I am one of the primary developers, but I'm not alone. There's tons of us who can work together to create something even cooler. How about this? One of the best features about StudioCMS, and something we are extremely excited about, is the ability to create pages live from a deployment. Right now, I'm on our live demo. You can access this at demo.astro-studiocms.xyz. You do have to have an account with at least editor privileges, which means permissions. So you don't want random people being able to create a page, but you want to be able to. So you'll have to have your site configuration set up. I'll show you that here in a moment. But first, let's create a page. Hello World is going to be my page title. Do I want it shown on the navigation bar? Yeah, sure. What's it going to be? Is it part of the core project, or is it part of the blog plugin? Let's go core. This feature is not yet implemented. This will be I18N, hopefully in the near future. But let's create a slug. Hello World, July 22. Description. How is the world looking? Hero image. Now, here is one of the coolest parts about StudioCMS, aside from just the fanciness of being able to do what it's doing. It uses Unpick Astro under the hood, which means you can pull from any CDN. So I'm going to grab Kadir's image here. We're going to copy his image address, and we're just going to paste. And this is a magic URL. It'll automatically be figured out and formatted depending on what's set here, as well as internal settings within Unsplash. Now, we'll move on and come back to that in a moment. Under content, Now, this is one of the things that took us a while to figure out how to actually accomplish, where you're not client-side rendering this. This is 100% server-side. So here's the magic. Hello, world. And we're going to throw an emoji. Oop. How's it going? Do you want some special formatting? Now it's italic. Ooh, what about an image? Well, it can do that too. And once again, it's all server rendered. Right now, it's configured by default to use marked with a few extra plugins to be able to give you some nice sane defaults. I'm going to create the page. We get a nice little toast saying the page has been created, and in a few seconds, I will be redirected. Oh, look, now I can see the new page there. But let's take a look at the site configuration first, and then we'll take a look more into that page. Under site config, we're going to be able to see that we can edit the site title and description. Now, if you hover over your tab, you can see the site title and description. And then under the OG information on the dashboard routes, it'll give you a little bit of information, but not much. Now, if we want to go look at the admins, here's a bunch of people who have been helping out StudioCMS become what it is. A lot of props go to Alien Codes for creating the original template that was used to start the project, which is the Astro blog theme for Studios project line. And from there, we have the ability to add new admins right here. You can also add them as editors specifically. Editors don't have all the same privileges as regular admins. Admins have everything on the side. So it is color coded. Green is going to be the stuff that regular registered visitors would be able to access, not dashboard, because of special rules, mainly statistics. But user profile is something that a non-registered user would be able to access. Whereas if you're an editor, your name's going to be blue on the rank list. That's going to allow you to create and edit pages. Only admins can edit the site configuration. Now, looking a little bit farther, we're going to take the breadcrumb trail back to the dashboard. And as I mentioned, we have the ability to edit pages. So we have this Hello World page that we created. What if we wanted to view it? Well, let's go back to view the site. Oh, look, there's a new tab called Hello World. If we click into this, now we have what we saw before. Hello World, how's it going? And an image. But remember that OG image we said a little bit ago? If we open the Open Graph Checker Koi Wolf, there it is. Our OG image showing up, a small description in the OG description, as well as our instance information, and our title, as well as the title of the post. Isn't that cool? Now, I did mention StudioCMS Blog, which is a plugin that works similar to StudioCMS, aside from the fact that all the logic is handled by the core integration. And the best part is when you're inside of this part of it, this is just an integration that you load alongside of StudioCMS. So you don't have to worry about, oh, does it have to sit inside of a plugins array inside of the StudioCMS package, or do I just put it in my Astro integration? Well, we kept it simple. You put it in your Astro integrations, and we built a hook system that will actually allow that package to interface. And from the guy who created ATP, he made this post saying this is awesome. And honestly, I have to agree. Bryce, you did a great job making Astro theme provider, ATP, and I was grateful to be able to throw it into the StudioCMS ecosystem and demonstrate how you could create a plugin using ATP to add extra functionality. Now, my name was Adam Matizan. This is StudioCMS, and we hope that you will help make our future the best it can be.